Hey, this is Ordinary Alfred. Alright, we have another build we're calling the Jackhammer. The reason I'm calling this Jackhammer is because of this special sprint attack. Man, I just love that move, especially when paired with the effect of the Jade Ring. You gain so much more stamina than what the attack costs. You can rain down on Jackhammer punches without ever stopping. It's really a satisfying move to watch, and it's what drew me to make this build. I've been experimenting with stagger builds for a while now. Breaking the enemy's poise, getting them to kneel, especially the big ones, there's just a different kind of satisfaction to it that I'm finding difficult to describe. The damage numbers aren't amazing, but man oh man, consistently knocking down these giants, there's just a different feel to it. It's similar to the scene from one of my favorite anime. Currently, my goal is to make a stagger build with all weapon types in the game. So far, I have a Syrian stagger build using the Hope-Shorn Scythe, the build that we have now, the Jackhammer, a dual wielding gauntlet build, and just as a preview, here are the next stagger builds I'm currently working on. Stay tuned for those. Alright, let's get into this build. Our weapon of choice are the Emerald Talons. They're dual wielding gauntlets that scales with agility and faith. For the runes, the only one you need to pay attention to is the Tempest Kick. That's our go-to rune attack and it's amazing. The amount of poise it destroys for a 50 focus rune attack is just staggeringly good. Moving ahead here, our facet of choice is reliable. It increases our attack and poise damage, but it zeroes out our critical chance. Nothing specially bad about that since we're not making a critical hit build. On the gem slot, we put in a mottled granite for more poise damage. Moving to the enchantments, we have attack speed increased by percentage of current durability and durability increased. This is basically the route we're taking with this build. We're building on high attack speed to generate focus and deal tremendous amounts of poise damage over time. For our lifeline, we have gain health on stagger. We can afford to take some hits because we get a lot of health back when we stagger enemies. Then just as a means to dish out more damage, we have damage increase for 30 seconds after backstab. On the downside, we have lose focus and damage taken. We have amazing focus gain with this build, so losing some focus when we get hit only has minimal impact on our gameplay. Moving to the armor pieces, I went for all leather. Leather is always a great choice if you want a light build that can take a few hits. For the facets, we have Mystic on the helmet and body armor, Agile on the pants, and Rapid on the gloves. Mystic increase our focus gain, Rapid increase our attack speed even more. This means our poise damage is also higher over time. However, these facets, Mystic and Rapid, they both have a nasty side effect of reducing our stamina regen. To mitigate some of that downside, we have Agile on the pants, which increase our stamina regen but negate some of the focus gain we have from the Mystic facets. On the gem slots, we have mottled topaz on all armor pieces. We get a massive boost in focus gain due to these 4 gems. Moving to the enchantments, to further increase our focus gain, we have focus gain increased by percentage of current durability and durability increased here on the helmet. As you can imagine, we really have massive focus gain with this build. Now, in order for us to build focus continuously, we need to be able to use our basic attacks as much as we want. To help us out with that, we have stamina cost reduced here in the pants, and to gain some stamina back without relying on our low stamina regen, we have gain stamina on staggering an enemy here on the gloves. To make our focus even more efficient and to rain down increased punishment on staggered enemies, we have focus cost reduced for 10 seconds and damage increased for 10 seconds. Both of these are activated after staggering an enemy. These are really great enchantments as enemies are only staggered for a few seconds before they recover. The enchantment's damage increase for 10 seconds and most especially focus cost reduction for 10 seconds, they are still active when the enemies recover, which means once they get up, that's the best time to land rune attacks that will once again eat up the enemy's poise. To help us keep us alive and healthy, we have gain health on stagger an enemy here on the gloves. To increase our damage, we have physical damage increased on all the armor pieces. For protection against elemental attacks, we have elemental resistance increased here on the helmet, body armor, and gloves. You can switch this up to physical resistance increase or gain armor penetration if you so desire. I place elemental resistance here because elemental attacks are the ones I find most annoying. Definitely switch this up to something that will suit your playstyle better. Last but not the least, we have movement speed increased here on the pants. This is definitely something that you can switch up with some other enchantment as well. Gain armor penetration or something defensive like physical or elemental resistance increased are definitely useful. I went for movement speed increase because I like having the convenience of moving across areas quickly. Moving to the downsides, we have damage resistance reduced for 10 seconds after consuming food here on the helmet. This is not something we have to worry about because we have gain health on staggering an enemy here on the gloves and on our weapon. Those two enchantments are sufficient to keep us alive pretty much most of the time. We have stagger resistance reduced here on the gloves. Since we're wearing leather armor, our poise defense isn't that high to begin with, so this downside is less impacting than you might think. Then here in the body armor, we have stamina cost increased. This downside is definitely impacting, but not overtly egregious. We have stamina cost reduced on the pants to lessen the impact of this downside. You can switch this to something less impacting, like max focus reduced or drain focus in combat. Those downsides are something we'll barely feel with this build. Moving to the rings, we have the Jade Ring, the Willow Cap Ring, and the Band of Calmness. The Jade Ring is the most important of these three. It gives us stamina on damage dealt. It sustains our offensive, allowing us to keep pressure on the enemy not only through basic attacks but by fueling our rune attacks as well. The multi-hit sprint attack of our weapon is a secret ingredient here. This attack refills our stamina and allows us to keep pressuring the enemy almost non-stop. The Willow Cap Ring increases our overall speed, which means our attack speed is increased as well. This helps in destroying enemy poise as it increases the number of attacks we can do over time. Then we have the Band of Calmness, which increases both our focus and focus gain. As for the stats, we have 40 on health, 19 on stamina, 25 on agility, 25 on faith, and 28 on equip load. The playstyle for this build is nothing too complicated. Basic attacks feed our focus, which in turn allows us to cast rune attacks. Make sure to take advantage of the special multi-hit sprint attack, as that gives us stamina to sustain an aggressive playstyle. Avoid taking hits as much as possible. We have a good deal of health and we can take 2 or 3 consecutive hits, but nothing more than that. If you do find yourself in trouble, don't hesitate to dodge away and eat some food. Just be aware of the 10-second damage resistance reduced downside after consuming food. This is the plague downside on our helmet. Due to our really massive focus gain, we can quickly fill up our focus bar to launch consecutive rune attacks. The preferred rune attack for this build is a Tempest Kick, as it deals high poise damage. However, that statement is only true if all the kicks land. Tempest Kick is a multi-hit spinning kick attack that the enemy can dodge or get away from. It can be difficult to land a rune attack in its entirety. Enemies that constantly move away from you, such as the Echo Knight, can dodge away midway through. The best time to unleash this rune attack is when the enemy is near the end of their attack animation sequence. Alternatively, you can use a Skyfall Smash. It's a large AoE attack with a really high damage output, but it has a higher focus cost. The thing about it is though, its poise damage leaves something to be desired. The Tempest Kick with its lower cost destroys much more poise compared to the Skyfall Smash. So in terms of getting the best bang for your buck, the Tempest Kick is just flat out better. Hey, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Be part of this growing community. I have more content planned and definitely more interactions with you guys as well. Alright, to see what the build can do, next up is a no echo battle against our favorite crush test dummy, Sivion the Echo Knight. That's it, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye!